チーム友達関西関東西東北南チーム友達チーム友達チーム友達チーム友達チーム友達チーム友達俺たち何でチーム友達お好み焼き食うつる阪神腹いっぱい飯はうまい一人じゃ寂しいし電話来たりかけ直した後すぐ行く会いに
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, rabbits and raccoons, dogs, chickens, all of the animals that I ain't even mentioned. I got somebody very legendary with me. Very, very legendary. I call her Tay. Some people call her Taylor, but most people know her as Blvck Bulma. What's up, Blvck Bulma? What's up?
Hey,
How you
guys.
feeling?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. Like I said before we started recording, thank you for coming through. I definitely, the moment you said you was gonna rock with me, I was like, man, I can't wait because I got some questions. I always like to pick people's brain to kind of see where they're coming from when it comes to like content, anime, and all of those other things. But before I even start, I would say shout out to my boy Destiny. The first clip that I ever saw of you, and I went down a rabbit hole, was from my guy Destiny. And the first thing that I said, I was like, yo, who is her glasses provider? She made me feel confident enough damn near to put my glasses back on. Now I'm here with my fake metaverse glasses on. Who the hell is your glasses provider? Put us on game.
So I grew up just wearing glasses my whole life, so I'm so used to like wearing glasses. So, but the crazy part is I actually have contacts in. So when you wear prescription glasses, you really only get like access to like one pair of glasses. And because I'm like I like to switch things up. Like I'm always switching things up. My hair, just everything. I'm always switching up. I'm like, bro, I'm not just gonna stick with this one pair of glasses. So I figured wear contacts and then go get some cool looking frames. So my plug is actually Shein and Temu.
What?
Yes,
Hey,
yeah,
Shein,
I'm with
I'm
Shein
gonna
and
need
Temu.
y'all to come through for sis. She been holding y'all down.
Yes,
We
I have
gonna
a whole
tap.
box.
We gonna tap in. She needs something,
hmm
not something. But yeah, the first time I saw you, I was like, damn. Like, where does she be getting her glasses from? Like, she be holding it down. Like, if outside of anime, if there's any place that you can go that you can definitely model, it would be glasses. I think you got that by a long shot
Thank you. Yeah, I love
for sure.
glasses. Like people tell me, "Oh, don't wear glasses." I'm so used to it. I love glasses. It just complements my face and it just fits the whole aesthetic, like my whole Bulma aesthetic. So I'm always
Okay,
switching
for
my
sure.
glasses up.
Now, I would love to ask, this taking it off topic a little bit, but the
hmm
name Blvck Bulma, it resonates with you. Even when I see your clips, I'm like, oh, that's Bulma. I know you as
hmm
Taylor and Bulma, but I say Bulma. Why is
hmm
Bulma a character that just like connects with you so much?
So I love Bulma because for many reasons. For the anime in anime, I love her because of how involved she is, how innovative she is. She's smart. She's not that typical female anime character that's just like fan servicey or like an airhead or something like that. Like even though we met her being boy crazy, but she was also intelligent and she was going on like a worldwide adventure for Dragon Ball. So she was already very independent and kind of doing her own thing. And that's why I love her so much because she's just, she takes risks and things like that. Outside of the anime, I think that she's very inspirational. I'm kind of the same. I'm also very innovative. I love tinkering on things. I love working on things. I'm very creative. If you look down my page, you can kind of see like I love designing things and just being involved and like contributing and just kind of being my authentic self and just always being, I'm always showing up and that's what Bulma does. She's a person you can kind of rely on. she kind of just does everything she can to help and contribute. So a lot of Bulma's attributes and the things that kind of make her who she is, I kind of resonate with a little bit. But I'm a black woman, so even though I love my girl Bulma, I was like, I gotta put a little bit of a spin to it because I gotta have my own identity. So
For sure.
that's how Black Bulma came about.
For sure. I will definitely say this about Bulma. I don't know if this is said often. None fighter, probably the most not only influential character, but the most important character out of DBZ. Like
Mhm.
literally just being able to find the Dragon Balls in the old Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z era,
Mhm.
all her. Like her genius is like one of those that does not get talked about often. And I feel like that
Mhm.
should now Chi needs to step it up a little bit, but Bulma, she definitely holds us. I'm being honest with you. Like
No,
when
I
you think
agree. She be in
like
the kitchen.
like when you think Bulma be making it, she be getting it done. Now, since we're talking Dragon Ball Z, I kind of already know what your number one is going to be. But I like
Mhm.
this question to every single guest, mainly because it almost gives me like a measurement of your personality a little bit.
Mhm.
What is your top 5 anime?
Oh, top 5 anime right now. Obviously number 1 is Dragon Ball. Number 2 is Free Run. Number 3 is Vinland Saga. Number 4, Solo Leveling. Number 5, Kaiju number 8. But
So
my
you
last
don't so
2
you
always switch up.
okay, so you ain't got like recency bias like me when it comes to solo leveling.
No, I
Because
love Solo Leveling. I'm gonna love Solo
I
Leveling
watch
for hundreds of years.
I watched Solo Leveling and I was hooked. I don't know what it is. And I tell everybody, I'm trying to get out of the loop of just watching just fighting anime. But Solo
Mhm.
Leveling, I don't care what they say, it's different. It gets your
It is.
attention and I don't know what it is. I like episode 1 all the way through. I would like to ask you though, this might be
Mhm.
controversy, but
Mhm.
I often take shots all the time when it comes to Dragon Ball because One Piece is not even in my top 10. Is it a
Mhm.
reason? Is it a reason why One Piece does not creep up in your top 5 versus Vinland
Mm,
Saga, the rest of them? Because right now One Piece is on an undeniable run.
mhm. I guess with me with One Piece, it's a good anime. It's just not something that I feel like is like a something that I know that I can rewatch or something that I know like when I watch it my heart races or I just like when I watch it I'm just like hooked or like I have to like each episode, you know what I mean? Like and this is just for me personally, like not for everybody cuz I actually do love One Piece and I've watched all the way up until Dressrosa, so I'm like in the 600-700s right now. But for me it's kind of like, it's just I feel like it's not that type of anime that really just kinda hooks me in or that I know that, like, yeah, this is a top 5 anime for me, like, I'm definitely gonna come and,
Okay.
watch it over and over and over again.
I'm stuck at Skypiea. That's like episode 100. I can't get past it. I asked somebody, how many episodes do I have to watch to get out of Skypiea? And they
Mhm.
said 90. Solo Leveling is not even 90. Like Cowboy
Yeah.
Bebop is not even 90 episodes. And these are like animes that I absolutely love. Yu Yu Hakusho is probably not even 90 episodes. I don't know that
Mhm.
the exact amount, but it's just really, really hard, you know, with working and producing content and everything that goes on. I don't know if I could
Mhm.
dedicate my life to 1,000 episodes, but I
Yeah,
do see
it's
what
very,
one
very long.
yeah, I do see what One Piece is doing. I am going to step away from the bashing of One Piece, but I definitely thought it was interesting that you either almost fall on like the DBZ side or the One Piece side, and anytime you're asked about it, it's almost like you automatically choosing one or the other. But you could like both of them. But
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
rarely ever hear One Piece and DBZ in a top 5. It's either one or the other.
I think because they're both 2 big franchises, like, you understand, like like Dragon Ball and One Piece is already in a competitive nature when it even comes to like the studio that's animating it. Like when it comes to Toei, like the Toei will have, I feel like, its own bias towards One Piece, and then it'll have like it'll suck towards Dragon Ball. I kind of saw that with how they handle Diamond's promotion opposed to what they
Mhm.
did with One Piece. So I feel like it's just kind of like you can love both, but I feel like because there's such heavy hitter anime, like even when you go on Toei's fiscal year, and how much and which anime made them the most. Like one time, One Piece knocked Dragon Ball down to number two, but then Dragon Ball crept back up. So it's kind of like this whole competitive thing of like both of them being such a lucrative, anime for Toei that it becomes like a almost automatic competition between not only in the animation studio itself, but between fans because it's just like, oh, Toei loves One Piece better, Toei loves Dragon Ball better. So it's just like, but honestly, it's just like you can love both, but I think having both of them is like your top five. I think that's probably why because it's always gonna be a competition between One Piece and Dragon Ball because they're under the same,
I
animation
got you.
studio.
Okay, for sure. Since we're going back and forth, what was the moment that you knew DBZ was goated? Like, what was that moment? Like, you was like, "Oh, this is it." Like, this is the moment that it's no takesy backsies on this, basically.
Seeing Goku, it wasn't a specific moment. It was just I didn't grow up watching OG Dragon Ball. I didn't grow up watching OG Dragon Ball. I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z, and just seeing how hard Goku worked and his sacrifices for the people he loved, and just his character and everything that he does just attracted me to Dragon Ball. Like I love the story, I love the fights, I love the build-ups, but it the thing that attracts me to the Dragon Ball is kind of like how hard Goku goes despite the many barriers that stops him from reaching a certain limit that he wants to go. Like I could name, yeah, Gohan versus Cell or Gohan versus Boo or something. You know what I mean? It's just like those fights are iconic, but what really kind of gets me and what makes me like want more Dragon Ball or want me to watch more Dragon Ball is just seeing Goku surpass more limits and surpass more people that you would think he can't beat, but where there's a will, there's a way, and I feel like I love the fact that he always finds a way because even outside of that, I implement that in my own life. Like, you know what I mean? When I feel like I'm stuck somewhere, like I know it's kind of corny, but yeah, I think about the things that Goku do. That's why I have him tattooed on me because
Listen,
it's
word
he
for word,
inspirational
you
for real.
smoking it. You word for word. I said that on another podcast in another show that I can never put anything else over Goku just because no matter whether you're black, white, Hispanic, man or woman, you can see a part of yourself in Goku. That
Hmm.
rel- I'm not gonna quit. Watch me level up on these. I ain't gonna cuss. I'm gonna be respectful, but watch me level up. And every single time they think you're done, you got one more trick up
Hmm.
your sleeve. That's Goku.
Yeah.
Like literally, I got one more trick up my sleeve. My question is, me being a conspiracy theorist, just a little. Do you think
Hmm.
Goku be holding back on purpose? Like, let's say, for example, he's fighting. He already know his limit, but
Hmm.
he doesn't show you on purpose. He will only
Hmm.
take it to the limit just enough to beat you. I feel like he's almost like Sun Jin Woo, like he's limitless. Like
Yeah.
Goku knows how strong he is, but he doesn't want to just give it all up. Give it all up.
Yeah.
Am I far off with that? With my conspiracy
No,
theory?
I think you're perfectly spot on. Like the thing with Goku is he's always been an observer. He always wants to learn before he acts. He wants to know what you're about, what you're made of, what you can do, and then I'll figure out how I can overpower you, how I can match you, or how I can beat you. And that's the one thing I love about Goku because, well, love and hate about Goku because his curiosity and wanting to kind of hold back in a way because he's trying to size up his enemy can be risky, because you saw that in Resurrection F with Frieza, and just so many times that Goku kind of just like wants to hold back or just kind of play around, as Whis kind of would say. That really kind of costs sometimes, you know what I mean? But no, I think it's not really a thing with, I guess you can kind of say Goku holds back, but in many situations you kind of seen it help him in a way. You saw it with him with Gohan, you saw him when he was fighting Hit, even in OG Dragon Ball when he fought Tien and Piccolo and all these other people, just him being able to size up his enemy and hold back in a way benefited him in the end, because he came up with a plan to eventually win.
For sure. I got you. Again, you dead spot on. You feel the way that I feel. Sometimes I go through the ringer talking to many anime lovers, with Goku being my number one anime character and DBZ being my number one. It always
Mhm.
will be. And my question to you will be, I got two questions. Let me slow it down
Mhm.
because my brain is going 1,000 miles per second.
It's okay.
What would be the anime that you introduce to a new person that's trying to get into anime for the first time?
Um, every time I'm asked this question, I really never know how to answer it, because it really depends on what the person kind of likes. Like if it's a girly girl, like I have slice of life anime. Like my favorite to recommend for slice of life anime is Fruits Basket, because the story is just absolutely amazing. Or I have other ones, like it's called His and Her Circumstances. It's just like so many. But if you have, like, obviously people, majority of people love battle shonen. I always feel like a nice, short, sweet, kind of get to the point, just could hook, line, and sinker them in. I think Demon Slayer does that beautifully. With because a lot of people look for animation. A lot of people go into anime looking for crispy, nice animation, fighting, and then you get into the plot of the story. So for me, I would say I would recommend Demon Slayer as a first anime. It tends to work out well. When I recommended Demon Slayer to people who wanted to start anime, they absolutely love it. They wanted more recommendations, so I'll give them like a list of other anime that I loved and watched, even some that are like isekai or shonen, shoujo, things like that. If you want like a really good like story build up, I like Dr. Stone. If you want a mystery, Promise Neverland. Just like, I know those are mainstream ones, but the story kind of just hooks you on. Even Attack on Titan, if you want something that's really gonna have your mouth drop. But I
Mhm.
also have little secret gems I kind of recommend to people. Like I have, despite what a lot of people think, I do have like a long list of anime that I watch. A lot of people think I've only watched Dragon Ball in life, which kind of is understandable. But
Based off of this
I watch a
conversation
lot of
alone,
anime.
I know that's not true. Vinland Saga is the second time that I heard that you should watch it, and the first time was the
Yes.
one, the only Destiny. And I'm on episode 3. I'm trying to get through it. It's starting off.
Mhm.
I don't want to say slow, but it's building it. So I'm getting
Yeah.
into it, but I'm juggling like three other animes. But I'm in it. I'm paying attention.
Okay.
So Vinland Saga is one I definitely will finish. Um,
Okay.
so let's get you in trouble with the people a little bit. Give me your most
Okay.
controversial anime take.
Controversial? Um, I mean, I can go simple, which always piss people off, and it just it goes with Goku. I feel like he's the greatest character to exist in fiction. Literally, I always say he's the greatest character that exists in fiction. But anime outside of Dragon Ball, I would say, um, I feel like, um, fan service. If I feel like if you watch anime and you like that fan servicey stuff, you should be put in jail. Like if you watch like anything that has to do with middle schoolers doing anything fan servicey, and you just, like, some people like, oh, just, it's okay, da da da. I'm like, it's Japan. I'm like, y'all need to be put in jail. Y'all need to go to jail.
That's a fact. I don't know how I feel about Dan Dan. I don't know how I feel about Dan Dan at all.
They tested the
Not
waters with that anime. I ain't never
yeah.
see. I don't know if you ever watched an anime called Goblin Slayer. Goblin
Mm-mm.
Slayer, the first episode, you don't even gotta watch it. Just watch the first episode. Take 30 minutes of your day and watch just the first episode. You didn't watch the rest of it. Goblin Slayer kind of did the same thing, and it came out before Don to Don. And the first episode is freaking crazy. I don't know if we can cuss or not, but
You could definitely cuss. I didn't want to cuss because you didn't cuss. I want to give respect to you, but we can
oh,
go
I'm a
there.
cusser. I'm a cusser,
That's
honey.
all right. Shit, you
But yeah,
ain't got to.
the first episode of Goblin Slayer is crazy. It definitely tests the waters of how comfortable you are with seeing crazy stuff. And Don to Don, I just feel like my thing is like I can't watch nothing that pulls away from the plot where that it's not even necessary. You know what I mean? Like I just can't do it. Like and some people justifying it. Even I don't know if you ever watched is it Mushoku Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation? That's another anime that really kind of tests the waters of being very inappropriate fan servicey. So I feel like if you let me restate my controversial opinion. If you are an anime fan who defends that creepy pedophilic stuff, you need to be put on the list as the highest number possible. They need to put an underline under your name, and you need to walk around with a pedophile tattoo on your forehead. That's what you need to do because there's
I
no way
think
that you cool with that.
Yeah, I think that's like the one knock when it comes to anime. But in my mind, that's not all anime. Like there's anime that actually grows up. Like you can even find a way to be
Hmm.
tasteful. Like My Hero Academia is like very tasteful. Clearly, you're with younger, youthful
Yeah.
children. So there's always that. And then you have other animes that have grown up. Ghost in the Shell, Dragon Ball Z. I just don't know
Hmm.
what it is with Japanese. No shots. I don't know what it is with the writers that's so appealing.
It's
I
for the
don't.
young boys. The young boys. They be loving that stuff. You feel me? It's just
Yeah.
I feel like um but let me give you another hot take because I feel like I'm centered more
Let's
around
do it.
fans.
Let's do
I
it.
think my take was more about fans than actual um anime itself. So my hot take, not about Dragon Ball, but I've always stood on this. I feel like Gojo is overrated. Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen, extremely overrated. I feel like Jujutsu Kaisen failed as an anime. Gege did a terrible job handling Jujutsu Kaisen. The thing is with Jujutsu Kaisen is, first of all, I'm a huge Nanami Kento fan. I got him right here. I cosplayed as him in a recent con that I went to, and I don't want to spoil it. You watch Jujutsu Kaisen?
I have. It
Okay,
did not
so
draw
you know
me
that
in like it did not draw me in the same way that Solo Leveling did. Not at all.
I'm gonna say you know what they did with Nanami, right?
That I did not know. But there's no spoiler culture. Go ahead and spoil it.
Okay.
Just go ahead and spill the
Yeah,
beans
I
because I'm
want to say
still
they
watching.
they did my boy dirty for no reason. I feel like it was an unjustifiable thing that happened to him, and it didn't need to happen. And Jujutsu Kaisen is one of those anime where the author falls so much in love with a character, like with a secondary or even tertiary or secondary character, that he overshadows the main character. And you saw that with Ichidori. I'm an
Mhm.
anime watcher and I read the manga. And I feel like everybody, like every week Jujutsu Kaisen was releasing, all you heard about was Gojo or Megami. That's all you ever hear about. Gojo, Megami. They even made a movie that didn't even involve Itadori. Like, and that's the reason why I feel like Gojo is so overrated, because it's just like he really is just like a pretty boy that y'all like because he got crystal blue eyes and has a barrier around him. But he ended up getting
Definitely
packed
that.
up. Like,
Definitely that.
he's
Like the moment
ugly
he
in the
took
manga.
the moment he took his little mask off, I feel like he turned it up
Yeah.
for a lot of people. But again, not wrong, not wrong. I will say that based off of what I'm seeing from Jujutsu Kaisen, I did not turn solo leveling off, and I hate to have recency bias. I finished it like 2 weeks ago, but it's just something about solo leveling. You watch it, you want to continue it.
Mhm.
Jujutsu Kaisen, I had to put in effort.
Mhm.
Gojo was from the moment I met him, he was a interesting character, but not like any other character from the animes that I absolutely loved. So
Mhm.
I don't think what you're saying is controversial. I just think that
Mhm.
there's a lot of fan boys and girls out there that's gonna love Gojo. But if you ask them why you love Gojo, they probably won't be able to in detail tell you.
Very
We can
very flat, overpowered character that's just supposed to be like super. You should have just made Gojo the main character. There's a whole entire arc that goes into the backstory of Gojo. Like
mhm,
Itadori, you get introduced to Itadori, Megumi, and Fushiguro, I think her name is, and then like after the couple arcs that happen and then they do all that, the next arc is okay, let's go into Gojo's backstory about how he got beef with Toji or whatever. And what does this got to do with Itadori, who's the main character?
right.
You know what I mean? Like even when you go into Kakashi's backstory, it's not even like okay, let's overshadow Naruto. It's just brief. Like with the way that they did set it up, it's like they went in so much detail with Gojo. It's just I don't know. That's not a controversial opinion. Gojo's overrated, and I feel like the way Jujutsu Kaisen was set up is set up terribly.
You definitely
It's a
feel some
mid
type of way
anime.
about it. So I gotta ask, is there any anime that you just flat out don't like? It's always hard to get a
Um,
response from this because people play it very nicely. I have yet to get a person to say like for me, my controversial take is I just don't like Hunter X Hunter, and I get it. I get punched in the chest every single time I say it. Like for me, you can't make Yu Yu Hakusho something that's just going to be goaded, and then make Hunter X Hunter.
mhm.
I feel like they over explain things in
They
Hunter
did.
X
It's so
Hunter,
complicated.
and I'm just like, I'm here to relax and watch anime, not do math or to figure out what energy or what this like just if I can
Mhm.
understand it when you just do it, then you did your job. If you got to tell me I can close my eyes and see 15 enemies while I'm attacking and it has to be this many miles per hour, I feel like you're
Mhm.
failing. And that's what Hunter X Hunter is. But I hear a lot of people taking Hunter X Hunter over Yu Yu Hakusho, and my jaw hits the ground, and I am just like appalled. I am almost like disgusted when I hear it. That's just me. I don't want to get myself
Mhm.
into no more trouble, but that's my controversial take at least. I don't know if you feel the
Mhm.
same or Yu Yu Hakusho. You can't. Yu Yu Hakusho brung us into the game of anime. How could you give Hunter
Yeah.
X Hunter the nod?
I can honestly say there's not an anime that I don't like. I mean, if anything, like I would just say Dandadan. But the thing is, I haven't watched the whole thing of it to kind of determine if I liked it or not. I really just kind of watched the first couple episodes, and I was just like, yeah, it's not for me. But there's not no anime that I specifically like. Oh my god, I despise this anime. Like I just
Gotcha.
wish it never existed. Like I don't have one anime like that.
Okay. And I only hate Hunter X Hunter because it was the same person who got married to the person who made Sailor Moon, who just so
Mhm.
happened to make Yu Yu Hakusho. And I'm just like, you got to do like what is going on? But I will
Yeah.
for me, I think I've seen you go to your local Comic Con as Chun-Li. Was
No,
it Chun-Li?
I dressed up as Nanami.
Okay. With that, what the first question would be what else is on your mind to dress as? And what was your
Mhm.
favorite thing to dress up as in the past?
Um, you said wait, what was the first question?
The first, I guess let me rephrase it. what else was an option for you when you were
Oh, okay,
thinking
okay, okay.
of dressing up?
Mm, As anonymous.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not a cosplayer. I don't
Okay.
cosplay like that. It wasn't really anything. The only reason why I even have cosplays is because I plan on going to DreamCon, and I'm like, I'm not gonna go to no big old con, and I'm not like dressed up. I want to be dressed up like everybody else. So I bought
I
all the
I
pieces
hate to be
anonymous.
brutally honest with you, but you're in legendary territory now. So DreamCon, you might have to dress up.
Yeah.
And you gotta do Boma. You gotta find a way to do Boma. You got
So
to.
I probably won't be doing bone. I feel like it's just so cliche for me. Like, I don't know if
I
I'm gonna
got
do
you.
Bulma. Because the thing is, like, I'm not a cosplayer. Like, the only reason why
Okay.
I'm doing it is because, I want to dress up. And I feel like Nanami was like the most easiest because it's really just business class attire. So,
Okay.
I do have a Goku cosplay though. So the only other option was Goku. Um, so yeah, I don't really have any other options because honestly, like I'm not gonna hold you. I'm just like a normal John that be watching anime. I don't be cosplaying. I don't
You
be
gotta be
doing
from don't confirm it, but you gotta be from DC or the DMV, somewhere around there. All
no.
right, well, I took my loss there. It's all good. But
I'm
okay,
from Philly.
that makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. How did I miss that? Okay, that makes perfect sense. Okay. So if I was to ask you who your top 5 rappers was, I'm trying to make you think.
I
Top
don't rap.
5
I don't listen
rappers.
to rap. I don't
Not at
listen to
all?
Tory Lanez. I don't like rap music.
Okay, fair enough. I'll get us back on target. I'll get us back on target. All right. What's the nerdiest thing about Black Boma?
um, I'd probably say like if you met me in person, you wouldn't know I'm an anime fan. But if you came in my room, like I have like a whole like a whole like collage. I don't know what to call it. Like some people say it's a museum. Like when you come in my room, it's like a whole museum of Dragon Ball stuff in my bag. Like you can't see it now because like my chair's in the way, but it's like rows and rows and rows of things people have sent me. I have a Dragon Ball wall, like an anime art wall here. I got tapestries, posters, just like Funko Pop. So I say the nerdiest thing about me is probably my extensive anime collection. That's like literally all over my room, and also all of the tattoos that I have of like
Gotcha.
anime or video games, something like that.
Okay. For sure. Hey, I am similar. I got a whole bunch of stuff back here. But it's all over the place. Pokemon probably be my most nerdiest thing for sure. I don't know why that stuck with me the way it stuck with me, but we got a Comic Con called C2E2, and
Hmm.
I was not leaving unless I got like this Charizard card, this holographic Charizard card, just because I wanted to make sure that I had a piece of my childhood. So that's just
That's
me.
awesome.
But to get a little deeper, and then I'm gonna let you go. But I had this on my mind, and I didn't know
Okay.
I didn't know if I wanted to ask it or not. But do you still find it like shocking that some like guys are just like amazed that they run into like women that are in the anime? Because me personally have had conversation with guys, and
Hmm.
for whatever reason, it's like, how do you not know they exist? Like, why is this a thing? Do you ever have those moments where it's just like it's everybody can love anime? Why is this such a big
Hmm.
deal?
I think it really goes back into like people's mind and thinking that only men like Dragon Ball and that, oh my God, the girlies bullied me, so how can they like it now? Da da da. And I think it's like because anime is so mainstream right now, and even if you get new girly anime fans or people who grew up watching it, like me, I grew up watching it, but I wasn't as outspoken about it. I would say yes. I still get people. It's not one day that's gone past where I get a DM where somebody's like, "Oh my gosh, a girl that," they'll specifically say a black woman that loves Dragon Ball. Like it's really just like a shocker to them that,
Mm-hmm.
just like a woman can like anime, let alone a woman talking about Dragon Ball and letting that be like her whole entire, basically content. And it's like, I mean, I kind of like being that anomaly, you know what I mean? Just like, showing people. I think my whole goal was to show people that not only do
For
women
sure.
like Dragon Ball, but black women can like Dragon Ball, or like black women or
For
women
sure.
period can like anime. So I feel like it is still kind of shocking that men still live in this space in their head that, oh my God, women actually like anime. Like women actually know anime. They watch this, they watch that. And I just feel like once we get past this like hurdle with certain men of them gatekeeping or them like thinking that certain women don't like anime or they're clout chasing, then we can all
Mm-hmm.
just enjoy anime and just be in a space where I don't have to prove to you that I've watched anime, I grew up watching anime. Or if you just started watching anime yesterday, I just be glad that so many people are continuing to make anime as mainstream as it is because it really deserves it. Anime is such it's an amazing thing to watch. It'll have you hooked just as much as you watching. You could be watching a final fight and it feel like you're watching a Super Bowl. Like people
I've
don't understand that feeling. Like when you watching something that's been built up for many fucking arcs, like Sasuke versus Naruto or Goku versus Jiren or any like final fight that just have your heart racing because you don't know who's gonna win. That's that Super Bowl,
for
last
sure.
buzzer shot, last, you don't know what's gonna happen type of feeling. So it really is relatable. You just gotta understand like people love certain things and you can't judge people. You gotta understand like yes, anime women love anime too, but anime is for everybody. It doesn't have a gender, it doesn't have a race, it doesn't have anything. You just turn the shit on and watch it. Get some snacks,
That's
period.
that's a that's a fact. Because I know the first time I watched Demon Slayer, somebody had to come downstairs because I got like my little man cave downstairs in my house. I had
Mhm.
people telling me I had to shut up just because I was screaming. The fight scenes were just like breathtaking. So, but
They
that's
have your
as
heart
edgy.
racing, bro.
Listen, that
Okay.
and I promise you I won't keep bringing it up, but what's the knight name in Solo Leveling? He lost to him for the first time, but then went back to him and he fought him. I was
Oh,
cheering for my
Idris?
boy like, yeah, I was cheering for my boy like I knew him. I'm like, man, let's go. It's time. Level up. Let's get it. And that you dead ass right. Like just the moment
Mhm.
of just watching it, I feel like it's for everybody. And I feel like speaking not for black men, I have to watch my words, but speaking as a black man, I feel like we need to touch grass more. I think we need to touch grass. I feel like we need to touch grass more. I think if you
Clock
get
it.
out
Yes.
and you and you go out to places like C2, E2, or no matter where you're at, you will see that
Other
all
things
Diana.
exist, bro. Get out your basement.
Yeah,
I'll be candid. Real people exist. Change your profile picture back to your face. Stop. I'll be saying like, listen, you can watch anime. Like, I hate when people say, "Oh, if you're an anime fan, you automatically classified as weird." Bitch, I mean, I don't call myself no weirdo. I'm
not
not
at
a
all.
weirdo. I'm a normal person. I got a normal job. I'm a normal
Mm-hmm.
person. I'm not a weirdo just because I watch anime. So it's like you don't have to step into the realm of having this cliche anime aesthetic on you. You can actually be a normal person and watch anime. So if you actually go outside and step out that realm of just anything that's like making you be a basement dweller, go outside, get off social media, go to the mall, go to cons, just do things that make you understand that real life exists. Then you wouldn't be so invested in things that make you want to disrespect people or disrespect women or be the person that you are. Like literally go outside. You can do that.
Facts.
Like I'm telling you. You might actually get
And
a
I think
girlfriend. Period.
I I
I'm
think
just saying.
the more and more we get more people from many cultures in, especially black, like you would get more anime. There's the main illustrator to One Piece in this last season is black. I don't know his name. I don't know his name, but it is a fact that the main illustrator for One Piece is black. I feel like black people, not just black people, but everybody has a perspective and a point of view. And when you get those point of views, that's when you have a beautiful, original, timeless piece of arts. Like right now, not to take us off center, but right now, Sinners is going crazy in the movies. And they're doing whatever they could possibly do to kind of like derail it and knock it from its post, because you got two black men who are producers, and the genre of horror, they're not supposed to do what they're supposed to do. The first time I even sat down and watched Insecure by Issa Rae, I did not understand it, but the more that I watched it, I'm like, oh, this woman is cooking. Like, it gave me a different perspective. And I feel like that's also going to be a game changer when you have not only black men, but especially black women who step up and start becoming illustrators and story writers when it comes to anime. I feel like for sure we have a perspective, and I think we're en route to make that happen.
I encourage so many black creators. I'll be encouraged. If you know how to paint, you know how to draw, you like to create, you want to do this, you want to do that, do it. Like, I want to see so many more people in like black spaces, especially content creators, people just thriving, like black people thriving. And a lot of people get triggered by that. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm saying I don't wish for other people to thrive, but y'all gotta understand, I'm a black woman first, and I'm gonna always root for black people, if you're willing to put the work in and actually be passionate about it. So of course you're gonna have people. There's many people who have tried to knock me down to my pedestal that I've been in, but I'm still here. So it's just like, it's the road not gonna be easy just because of the world that we kind of live in right now. But that don't should never make you be discouraged in trying to get somewhere, especially if you have a creative thought. I always feel like everybody has a superpower. You have something that pulls you apart from somebody else. We already have our own identifiable fingerprint that sets you apart from billions of people in the world. So that should be a signifier that you are different from so many people. You have something within you that so many other people don't have. So express that, use your resources, encourage yourself and just keep going. Especially if you're a black person, I mean, we gotta get more recognizable faces in different rooms, so that way we feel more comfortable to, because I've had people say like, yeah, like I've never been, I was so scared to make content and I saw you do it. Women telling me that. I'll be like, do it, girl. Like,
So now you
seriously.
understand why it was a little bit of nervousness, because I was like, that wasn't on the script. I don't want to ask that. But I'm like, I know it's such a thing to
Hmm.
not only doubt people, but then to automatically assume that you're not supposed to be into this, right? Like, where did
Hmm.
you come from? Even to make you an anomaly, you may have people in your DMs that actually look like you, sound like you, women, and they are into what you're into, but you give them
Hmm.
that light and that beacon to kind of like pop out, right?
I
And
hope
I feel like,
so.
and I feel like that's why I call you legend when you come in, because the fear aspect of it, I don't know if it's just you don't give a fuck. Maybe it is. Maybe you love it so much that you just like, I'm gonna do it. But whatever it is, I feel like there are a lot of black women that may see you, that may step out because of you. So I'm telling you, don't stop what you're doing. Definitely
I
don't stop what you're
appreciate
doing.
it. Thank you. I
There's a
would
there's
definitely
a
appreciate it.
there's a little black girl somewhere just randomly on YouTube, and this black woman comes up and she calls herself Blvck Bulma, and here she is talking about Goku and Dragon Ball Z,
Hmm.
and now she's locked in with you, and you gave her the confidence, and one day she's going to become an illustrator for one of the number one selling animes. You don't know that you're doing
Hmm.
that, but that's how this goes. So I
Yeah, I'm
just
glad I can inspire. That's literally my whole thing. Like, I love inspiring. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know I never say know where my content's going to take me, but I just hope that my page can be something that someone looks at and be like, if she can do it, then maybe one day I can do it. Because there's been pages that I looked at and said, "Hey, when I was at day one," and I'm like, "Dang, if they can do it, I know I can do it." And now I'm
Fact.
here, and I know there's somebody on their day one, and I hope that they stumble across me. If they look like me, sound like me, look at my page and be like, "Hey, if she can do it, I can do it." So as long as I can do that for people, then we locked in.
Facts. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as we slowly come through and come to an end, Blvck Bulma. I have nothing else to say. She is her. She is who I thought she was. I'm gonna
Thank
clip this
you.
up and say they are who we thought they were. She is her. So, unless you have anything else for me, I guess we'll slowly come to a brief halt.
Hmm.
I appreciate you. I'm pretty sure, like I said before, a lot of other people appreciate you.
Yeah.
Where can people find you if they don't know already?
If you're just now meeting me, or you want to know more about what I do, my name is Blvck Bulma on all social medias. The way it's spelled here is the way you can find it. You can even Google me. I have a website, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Facebook, all the regular social media, X, Threads. I'm on everything, and on every platform, I'm typically talking about Dragon Ball. So if you're a Dragon Ball fan like me, or you want to get back into Dragon Ball, or you want to feel nostalgic, or you want to just join my community of people who just sit and love the series for what it is and what it could be and what it will be, make sure to follow me. It's a vibe, people cool. I ain't gonna hold you. Dragon Ball fans can be hot-headed, but we come together when we need to. So make sure to
That's
follow
a
me.
fact.
You're always welcome.
And before we go, I gotta pay for one time.
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level? It's over 9,000!
That's her over 9,000. We about to be up out. Boy, Big Manny.
Thank
Her
you.
name is Taylor, aka Blvck Bulma. We up out of here.